I think we met. Okay, hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Alex from the Walrus Foundation, and I have a pretty big presentation, so I might go over the slides faster so I can show you the code. Walrus is decentralized storage, which makes things like quite simple. It's delegated proof for stake. The data is reliably yours, as you can see. The good things about Walrus and the things that we have over the competition is that the replication factor is 4 or 5x, which means that if you store 1 megabyte, you will need 5 megabytes of best on the chain. You don't need that megabyte over 100 nodes to be replicated, which means 100 megabytes. So this makes it scalable. There is an algorithm behind the way the data is shared among the nodes, which makes it really resilient. So if you want to write, you need only 1/3 of the nodes and 2/3 of the nodes if you want to read it. It's programmable, and we'll talk about it later. And of course, there's a native token. With the native token, you can lease storage space on Walrus, and then you can upload whatever data you want. So there are a few ways to integrate. The easiest one would be the HTTP API, which are like just 3 calls: store, then read, and then delete. There are some SDKs if you want, and the Walrus CLI. I will show you where you can find code for that. And if possible, I will show you some example on how to use it. So yeah, these are the main 3 functions that you can do on Walrus. Walrus is just decentralized storage, so it means you can store data. The data is immutable over there. You can read the data, and if you want, you can delete it. The storage will be there that you have leased, so you can fill it with something else during that duration. So I will change my screen a bit here. I have, let me make it a bit bigger. So there is a GitHub over here that I'm going to show you in VS Code soon. I have 3 readmes. The actual documentation can be found at walrus.xyz, and then you go to the read the docs. The docs are really cool, but if you don't have time to go through all of these, like getting started, I have compressed the things that you would need in a single repo. There is how you get started with the API, and I will give an example of this and what you should you expect. With the CLI, it's a bit more difficult. Walrus, as a coordination layer, uses SWI, which is not an EVM chain, and the token is on SWI. So if you're using the CLI, there will be a SWI address created. We can help you. If you can come to our booth, or send us a message with your address. We can help you getting testnet token so we can work with it. You don't need anything else. Otherwise, with the CLI, it's just very simple. This would be the CLI command to store something. And most probably, I will have time to actually show it. And yeah, this is an application that came out of a hackathon, if I'm not wrong, that allows you to it gives an SDK, and I have in the docs over here, I have an example of how to use it. You will need an API key. This is all that you would need. This is how you create a vault. This is how you would upload the file, and this is how you would read the file. It's all a TypeScript SDK, and it's really really handy. Tasky by itself, it should look like you just log in with Google. Yeah, you have all, it's similar to GCP or AWS or something like that. They try to mimic that. You create a vault. Inside your vault, you upload images, and then you can just have them, get them and link them. They have their own documentation. And of course, you can follow the example over here. And last but not least, this is a more advanced topic that I will only mention it. This documentation site over here, as you might see, it's actually stored on Walrus. So you can actually store sites on Walrus. This will not really help you with the hackathon itself because we only need a proof of concept and it doesn't have to be live. But if in the future you do want to build a website and you do want for it to be decentralized for whatever reason, you should check it out because it's really simple. As long as you build it and you do a static build, the command should be something like this. With this command, you have a website on Walrus, and you can also add a domain name for it. Here, I would like to point out that the domain name is based on the SWI-NS, which is on SWI, a very interesting hackathon proposal. So in the hackathon, as I will say later, we focus a lot on tooling. One tool is make this compatible with ENS. And it should be really simple if you read the docs. So if you go in the docs, there is the sites section over here, which introduces the Walrus sites, and it says exactly how it works and how you could, get a domain and stuff like that. And create a portal that could work with SWI-NS should be like really, really simple. So let me show you the actual code. Like the API is really easy. You will need an aggregator and a publisher. In order to read, you need the aggregator. In order to read to write, you need the publisher. So you just need these two environment variables, and then as long as you do a curl or you do a fetch in your JavaScript or something like that. In order to upload, it's a post request, of course. It's a put, sorry, it's a put, and you need to give like what's the file. If my internet is good, it should work. So yeah, here you see a blob object, the ID. This is what you will need eventually if you want to read. Let me find it. Here is, you will need the blob ID. So if I run this and I go with the ID that I got for the blob, this will start downloading your data back. Of course, in a website, you can just link it. Oh, wait. So yeah, I most probably did something wrong here. Let me make it a bit bigger. What? Okay, yeah. Let me publish it again. So if you try to republish, so in my case, I didn't save the blob ID. If you try to republish, you will get the fact that it's already published. Oh, this is a blob ID. So yeah, I didn't get the correct thing. So yeah, if you try to republish and you already saved, we're using the CLI, using the HTTP API, they will figure out that this is an image that it's already on Walrus, and you will just get the blob ID if you manage to to do it like I did and not copy everything. So here you would have to say to save a file. This is a warning that says I don't want to download the file again, but this is how you would download. I would have to say output to a file. Maybe I can add it over here if you want to download it. Otherwise, you just add if it's an image, you add a min image tag in a web, in HTML or in React. How much time do I have? Let's go back to the presentation. So yeah, Walrus sites, as I said before, you can use Walrus to decentralize to have a decentralized site as long as you build. After you build it, you just need to host it on Walrus, and it would work just like this site does. And also, we have an AI over here. You can ask it anything. How can I upload an image to Walrus? So if you cannot really find us, up until now, this has never failed me. And it will give you like everything that I said. You can use HTML, you can use the CLI, and it will give you all the possible usage. And you can continue asking him. So as I said, for the tracks, we have two sections. One is tooling. Our main interest in the Walrus is that it's built on Sui, but it's made to be chain agnostic. You should be able to use from EVM or any other ecosystem. Anything that helps us in that direction, it's something that we're really keen on seeing. And of course, there will be apps. The total price is 10,000 and is divided between three submissions in the tooling and 2 submissions in the app. So 2 apps will get 2K each, and 3 tools will get 2K each. And yeah, the docs that I showed you is over here, walrus.xyz. And the track over here, the developer, if you're interested in connecting with us, you can get in this developer form. And I think I have a few more minutes. I would like to go through Tasky. So, because I feel that this is the easiest way you could do it. So you would need a name. You go on Tasky. You go to your account and you get an API key over here. I already have an API key. You save your API key to your env. This env, if you go to the GitHub, I had this env like on purpose. I pushed it on GitHub. You should use your own API key, and you should always hide your env. You should add it to the git ignore. And then as long as you have an API key, you can, let me make this more visible. So I'm not even going to use main over here. Like if you want to create a vault, the API is really simple. Of course, I follow the documentation over here. So you just go to the TypeScript SDK. And vaults, it has how you create vaults and all of this. So if I do a create vault over here, and I just need a client. Oh yeah, this will not work. I think I create the client. So first you need to create the client with your API key, and then you would away the vault creation. The vault creation should be only once. And I got it for one-on-one. Oh, most probably because I already have the vault, or my API key. Oh yeah, my API key. I didn't configure env correctly. I will generate a new key. Yeah, I will need to figure this out. Like, I'm really sorry for this. Last time I tried it, it was pretty simple, and I'm pretty sure this code works. If you have any questions, I'll be around at the booth. I can go for the CLI. The only caveat for the CLI is that if you follow the setup and you do the install SH, you will see that it will, in your code, in your computer, you will have a SWI and a SWI config, and you will get a client YAML. So if you do follow the CLI, you will have a client YAML, and it will give you an active address over here. This is an address that you will need to have wall in order for you to be able to store on Walrus. We can help you with that as long as you give us this address. We can send you like testnet or testnet SWI and wall. Afterwards, the CLI, one thing you need to, in order to make it easy, make sure you put it on your path. So it should be in your path. Usually it goes over here. You should put it over here and put it in your path. And then this would help you generate the SWI wallet that you need. And then the code should be as simple as that, as this. So in this case, because I guess I already stored the image, it tells me that the image is stored already and you can retrieve it. With this blob ID, is the same blob ID that I have from the HTTP. And if you have the blob ID, you can always read it. And in this case, of course, it's just binary data. I didn't tell it that this is an image, so it doesn't know how to read it as an image. But in your web app, you just put it in an image tag. It says, like, here is the header. It will read the header and will just show it as an image. So yeah, we'll stop it here. I think I'm on time. And for Tasky, so yeah, just keep the code if you want for the GitHub. And you can find us at the Walrus booth for any questions that you have. Thank you. Yeah, please.